G'day traders, welcome to a new video. It's been a really long time, but I have just something exciting to show. So I just want to quickly give a rundown on my current process of trading. It can be used for intraday trading, scalping, or even longer term trading where you enter on the higher time frames, especially if you can't sit in front of the charts all day or entire session. You can have specific times that you look for trades and set alert. So basically what I want to do is I want to find a full body 4H candle that when I put a fib on it, that the body is more than 50% of that range. We can clearly see this body reaches way more than 50% of the range, so that is a good indication for me. So I can mark this range from low to high. Then I want to go on the 1 hour. Then on the 1 hour, I want to find a fair value gap. Now, there can often be more than one. So if there's more than two, there's no trades for me. But if there's two trades, then I prefer the one in discount. In this case, it would be this one. It could also be this one, but I'm going to show you now something else that I look for. Before I even do this, every start of the new day, I add a anchored VWAP. So what I'm looking for is I want to see if price is above the anchored VWAP to the new day. I'm looking for longs. If it's below the anchored VWAP, I'm looking for shorts. Another VWAP you can add, especially if you're trading indices in the AM or PM session, is a VWAP on the 9:30 open, which is right over there. So in this case, I can see on the 1 hour time frame that the 9:30 VWAP perfectly or really aligns well with the 1 hour fair value gap. Then what I want to do is I want to go on the 15 minutes. I want to see if there is a further refinement. Can I further refine that area? We can. We see there's a 15-minute fair value gap, which is a great area to long off of. And we can see price respecting or trading into that New York VWAP. So we can few options for entry. You can place an entry at the top of the fair value gap, stop loss below the candle, and we're aiming for a 1 to 2 or a 1.5 in that case, right over there. Or we can go down a time frame to the 1 minute and we can look for potential trading opportunities. On the 1 minute, potentially, I think we had this fair value gap that we closed above, so that could give us a inverse fair value gap to trade off of, and potentially also reach a 1.5. That's more or less the idea. So the main point is that we have a process. We're looking, starting on the 4 hour, looking for that 4H full body candle, followed by a nested 1 hour fair value gap inside that range. You can see that 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 candles creating that 4 hour range, and we have a fair value gap, 1 hour fair value gap inside there. Often that's all you need. So if you do more position trading or swing trading and you can't sit in front of the charts all day, you want something quick and easy, you can place your entry at the high of the fair value gap, stops below the low, and aim for 1 to 1 or 1 to 1.5. That can give you potentially more of a swing trading approach. But if you want to do it more session trading, same approach, we just go lower on the time frames and we look for reasons to long from that same areas, but we refine it to the lower time frames. So that's basically the approach that I'm using. Let's quickly look at another example. If there's a trade opportunity, so here we have a full body candle as well, we can mark it. If we then go on the 1 hour time frame, we can see that the only fair value gap that we had was right there. Oh, and we had this one as well. but price never came down. We can just add the new day VWAP. We can see we're above it, so if price would have returned into this area, it would have been a perfect long, but no setup. Let's look at pound dollar. If we look at the 4 hour today, we had this really nice full body candle, and if we go on the 1 hour, we can see we had two fair value gaps. We had this one and we had this one. Which is the preferred one? Well, ideally the one that's in a premium because we're moving lower. So we have this fair value gap. Let's go to the 50 minutes. Can we refine it? We have a 50-minute order block or supply and demand zone right there. That would then have also been, let's just move this away. That could have potentially also be an entry. We could have our stop above the 15-minute area, targeting the sell side liquidity for a decent short trade towards the downside. EU had something similar as well. Let's look at the 4 hour. From the 4 hour, we mark a full body candle. There were more, but we're going to look at the most recent one. Let's drop to the 1 hour. So we had two fair value gaps again. We had this one and we had this one. So in this case, it did not reach the one in premium. It went back up into the one just below the 50% zone. So like I said, it's not a have to, it's not a set in stone rule that it has to go up to the premium of that range, but it does give some more confluence as if it does. If we go down to the 50-minute, we can see that this, we had a, let's just move that away. So we had a 15-minute fair value gap that price traded into. So we know that if price, or the way I trade is if price stinged into that fair value gap, I don't use that fair value gap anymore, but the new PD array becomes a swing high. The price trades into there. So we could have our short position from that area, stop loss above the 15-minute high over there, and also target a 1 to 2, which would have easily gotten tagged, or even 1 to 1.5 right there. If we had it above the high, stay safe. 1 to 5, 1.5, still decent potential trade right over there. So it's very simple, very straightforward. Nasdaq, absolutely great example. Let's look at just the S&P. I don't think it gave an opportunity like NQ. 4 hour full body candle. We can see that we are above the new day VWAP. We actually had a fair value gap there as well, but it's in the premium. It's not wrong, but again, in this case, stop loss placement can be quite tricky because we can place our entry there, our stop loss below the low, but then risk that price can go even further lower and reach into the discounted fair value gap, which can be problematic. But if you just quickly look at the 50-minute, you see there's nothing on the 50-minute there, so that reduces the probabilities for me. But let's just see if we add the 9:30 open VWAP. Also, we're quite far away from it. So in this case, NQ or Nasdaq would have been the better trade or the better pair for me because we had that nested 15-minute fair value gap in there, as well as a 5-minute one that it ended up, well, basically just tapping. So that is in a nutshell all I wanted to share tonight. Hope you enjoyed, hope it made sense, and I'll catch you in the next one.